Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about silver today. Uh, what's going on with the spot price? Why is it popping up? What's happening with the Federal Bank Reserve slowing down their interest rates hiking? And are they starting to talk dovish? And that's what's happening to silver. And how long can it stay cheap? We're going to look at the mine supply. My buddy Jeff Clark put out a newsletter. And we're going to look at that. But first, Stacey's got some things she wants to share.
Oh, we both want to talk about. This is stuff we've been talking about pretty much for the last
It's
week
on
now.
everybody's mind. And why does silver go from 19 to 23 in a week or two? It's like, what happens? What makes it do that?
So it closed over the weekend for 23.37. I think that was right, what I was locking them in. And I just came back up. The COMEX has obviously started trading again. And when I just walked away just a few seconds ago, it's at $20, $23.45. So just in the few hour or two that it's been open, it's jumped that fast.
And it's Sunday night, and Monday it might really start popping. By the time this video makes it out, these spot prices very well might have changed again.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. So I had this happen to me before one time, and this is where I start watching. This is why we was talking about the Federal Reserve a little bit and interest rates and things like that. This happened was it 2 months ago? I forget what it was, because I typically don't work on a Sunday. And sure enough, the spot price closed around $18.87. I'd have to go back and look exactly. They came out Friday after the COMEX closed, and they said they were going to have an emergency meeting Monday morning. Well, I worked all day Saturday and Sunday locking in interest rates. And sure enough, what happened Monday morning? I think it went up $2 or $3 on the spot. So you have to watch these kind of things, but I don't think it's just one thing. And that's what you and I were talking about. It's not always it's speculating. It's just kind of trying to figure out and connect the dots. And
right. Before we go any further, I want to tell everybody, I've got a Discord channel.
Yes.
That's really starting to shape up. It's a different platform, but it's important that I start other platforms, because I don't know how long we're going to be on YT, if you know what I mean. And it'll be in the description and the comments. Thank you, MJ, for taking care of that. Hit the like button if you're interested in hedging with precious metals. That's Stacey's number right there on the board. I recommend checking everywhere else first. The coin shops, pawn shops, people are liquidating some of their silver right now.
That's a tip, by the way,
to buy Christmas presents. And you can haggle with them, talk about the spot price, and really, I want you to get the best deal. Check all those places first and then call Stacey.
Yeah, no, I actually had a guy call me, and he was so excited because he was waiting at the pawn shop as soon as it opened up, because people are starting to sell because spots gone up right now. So people who need Christmas money, so they're selling their silver. And he got some really good deals. So yeah, you guys, that's a tip. Check it out. See what you can get.
Yeah.
Well, actually, somebody called us from Canton. Jen, she called us from Canton, M&J, and said that they had Eagles
for $30.
Yeah, which is not necessarily a steal, but it's actually really good because you're getting it right there on hand. It's I mean, it's not like you would say just like an absolute steal, but that's a really good price, and you're not paying shipping, and you're getting it right there.
And there's a value at having it right at your fingertips.
Yep,
just boom, boom, done.
But back to why spot is jumping. So there's a couple of reasons why we speculate and we think why, and just looking at connecting the dots. One of them, as we said, is the Fed pivoted, they kind of slightly turned.
Yeah, they just kind of glanced back.
Yeah.
They've raised the interest rates 4 times in a row, 0.75 basis points each time. And now they're talking about only doing a 0.5.
Right.
And it looks like, I was talking to Jack earlier, and I was like, man, is that it? Is that what did it? He's like, yeah, he thinks so. That just that little bit of news. I know Johnny Bravo was saying silver had legs. So, silver might be fixing to pop pretty good. And I wanted to make this video tonight because Monday might bring, who knows what it might bring. And I've got some stuff I want to share about the mine supply.
Right.
Because we need, my computer's messing up. There it goes.
Well, anyway, so and just real quick regarding the interest rates. So I was listening to a video about this because I'm trying to figure out what makes spot jump. And they said right now they think, yes, the interest rate in the Federal Reserve, but they said also because the inflation, the CPI and the numbers and all this kind of stuff is so manipulated that it's not really what it's supposed to be. That if you look on paper, then really interest rates aren't really that high compared to the inflation rate. They said, so since the numbers are so screwed, people aren't believing the true inflation rate. And so they're running to precious metals. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I've tried to kind of do some research. and see. It's hard to kind of wrap your head around, but that's what they were saying.
Well, the markets are completely divorced from reality. I mean, we're in a mess. I mean, capitalism is just really screwed up. You've got Tesla trading for astronomical prices that makes no money. You've got the silver market cap is almost 22 billion. The whole thing. As a matter of fact, I want to share my screen with you right now because this is really interesting to me. This was done by Jeff Clark. We hang out when we go to these get-togethers. I had the opportunity to look at a few mines with him. And what tiny looks like at $20 silver price, estimated supply this year is worth roughly 20 billion. It's right here. As I write, the market cap of Starbucks is 112 billion. He says it's good coffee, but is it worth 5.5 times the supply of the strategic metal silver that goes in everything? We've got to have it, guys.
Wait, so I just want to stop you on that. So if you look at that price right there, $20 silver price, that means that is the raw spot that comes out of the ground. You guys, that's barely covering the miners' prices. That means they're actually losing money often to get this out of the ground. And if you're looking at roughly 20 billion, that means 1 billion ounces.
Yep.
Were mined. That's it, 1 billion. You know how many ounces I personally have sold? And I'm just one tiny broker in the world. So that says a lot to me.
The primary silver equity markets is so small. By primary, we mean those producers whose primary metal is silver. There's a lot of mines that mine copper and nickel and tin and all other kind of things.
Even gold.
And that's silver's kind of a byproduct. But a mine that's just silver is roughly 75% of silver comes from non-silver mines. So there's only a handful of true primary silver producers. And those handful of producers have a tiny market cap compared to other resource markets. Look at gold. Okay. 225 billion, copper, 118 billion, steel, iron ore, and silver is 21.9 billion. I didn't know that. I didn't know how small it was. So that way, and what you were saying earlier about
well, stop right here. This is interesting too. So if you look at compare silver's market, 21.9 billion, to Apple's cash level of 179 billion, they could buy the entire product sector. I mean, that's how tiny it is. That's how little silver it is. Okay, we keep hearing rumors all the time, is there a silver shortage? I can't prove it. I don't know. But when I read things like this, it does make me tend to believe that there possibly could be some type of silver shortage in the future, especially if we keep getting people buying.
This was interesting right here. The AISC, the all-in sustaining cost, is $19.33. That's to get it out of the ground. That's to get it to, Mike Maloney was calling this the floor. This is kind of the floor for silver. I'm not saying it won't go down more, but.
Okay, stop on that again. So let's talk about pricing because numbers never lie. So when you look at that, it's $19.33 just to get it out of the ground. And I think we're being delayed again.
We're having some technical difficulties.
So just to get it out of the ground, 90 almost, I don't know, I'd have to go back and look at percentage wise, but the miner stocks, these companies, they're losing money then every time they go to mine almost, because they're never making $19.33. Now, right now they are, but I can't tell you how many times I've done $18, $17, $16 per ounce.
That's why the miners are so cheap. I mean, the miners to me are the cheapest thing out there. I mean, precious metals are down. They're starting to tick up, but the miners haven't ripped yet. And that's why I talk about miners a lot too. I just think that's going to be the next bubble. That is going to be the next speculative bubble. You got crypto falling off a cliff.
Yep.
And the dollar's crashing a little bit. People are going to start easing over or maybe running over to silver. And it's something that we hedge our wealth with, something I've done for a long time, and the wealthy keep 10 to 50%. And that's it. It's just kind of over there. For me, speculation would be actually buying the miners to try to take advantage of, the ripping, because when the metals move just a little bit, the miners are really rip. And
Yeah.
if anybody ever asks you, why do you buy silver? Man, what's the big deal? What's the big deal of that stuff? Tell them, well, there was only 1 billion mined this year. There's only 1 billion ounces. That's it. That's it. You've got it's going in electric cars, computers, we actually use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how divorced we are from reality is you got Starbucks at 100 and what was it? 112 billion?
I think so. Yeah.
It's crazy to me to even think about going in the Thunderdome without some precious metals. But
well, I want to go back to a couple more reasons why I'm speculating why that I think some of the spots running. We talked about the interest rates. We talked about the inflation. We've talked about the miner stocks and how there's so little that's being mined. But I think also, like you just mentioned, crypto. I've had numerous people that are selling out their crypto, unfortunately, at the bottom of the price. And
we don't know if it's the bottom yet.
Well, we don't. That's true. But they're selling and they're getting out of it. They said, I'm tired of speculating on it, and they're going to precious metals. I've had that. I'm having people watching the dollar. He just said the dollar's been going down weaker. I've had people doing that. I've had people watch the stock market. They've been losing their money in the 401ks and IRAs. So I think some of that also, they're realizing this. They're seeing other countries and banks and buy up gold and silver.
Central banks that are buying.
So I think it's all of this combined, I think possibly would be what's making it. I don't know if it's just one particular thing, though the Fed pivoting the Fed does always seem to affect the spot. Every time they come out with an announcement, it does affect the spot.
Yeah. And, people have been moving in. First time buyers have been moving in like crazy.
Yes.
I mean,
and coming back for second and third time buying.
People are really starting to pick up on what's happening. So that's it, guys. I just want you to have an awesome, awesome day. If you need any precious metals, call that number. Stacey will help you out. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for coming on with me.
Yep.
Later.